Hello, everybody, and welcome to S&B Family. I'd like to thank all the people that watched the first video. It did way better than I was expecting. Most people say the first video does so poorly it'll discourage you from recording anything else. That's not the case. Thank you to everyone that watched and the 6 people that subscribed so far. I am not going to show the downstairs main floor in this video because we still haven't fully moved in yet, and it's still a mess. We're still settling in. Also, my father that is staying with us is currently living in the living room, and he is not in the best shape to be recorded or give his consent to be recorded. So if he wants to be recorded in the future, that's up to him. So right now I'm trying to give him his privacy, and we're trying to get the house straightened up. So that'll be a future video. In this one, I'm going to show clips of when I went hunting, towards the tail end of hunting. And the last clip is going to be, it's annoying that happened. But also in this video, we are going to replace some deadbolts. I already replaced one. We're going to do a couple more. And eventually we have to replace one of the doors because there is no way to lock it except for the old-fashioned lock that's on it, which is not totally adequate for where we live. Not that it's a bad neighborhood, but we live right off of a main highway. So with that said, thank you all for watching. On with the video. So I forgot to record this morning. It's the last day of deer hunting, so I'm out here at my mother's farm, and we're gonna go up in the woods and see if we can find a deer to harvest for the year. Now, unlike most people that have the motto, if it's brown, it's down, I don't believe in that. I usually, opening weekend, just try to aim for 6 or higher pointage bucks. I usually let every doe go by. And as it gets later in the hunting season, my standards go down a little bit. So I've seen at least 8 deer this week, and I didn't shoot at any of them. I saw a buck yesterday, a 4-pointer, that I was considering shooting, but he was at full sprint, and it would have been a hard shot, and nobody likes to shoot an animal that's been running that long because it's akin to shooting something that has a fever, which is never good for the meat if you do that. So I'm heading up to my stand for one last time this year. See if we can get something. Later on in this video, I'll post some videos and pictures of stuff that I've seen when I had enough time to get my camera out. See you in the stand. Well, I got to my tree stand, and on the way up here, when I was walking by the swamp in our woods, we kicked up 3 antlerless deer. So they could have been does, could have been young bucks. Didn't have a good shot at them, so I let them go for now. Hopefully they circle back around. But here's the view from my stand. I'm gonna see something. Hopefully it comes from this direction. That's it for now. I'll catch you guys in a couple hours. Alright, this is a video from one of my other places that I hunt, and this one happened to be in the wrong orientation, not in landscape, so I'm sorry for that, you guys. And then I have a couple other videos of animals in this location and a couple other locations. Here, I'll let you enjoy the videos. Well, I saw one antlerless deer, but it was deep in the trees. No way I was going to get a clean shot off on it. Still keep my eyes open though until you get back to the yard. Never know what might pop out. But I have to call it early today because we got some other stuff to take care of at home. Nice sunset though. With a nice green alfalfa fields. Alright, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Okay everyone, after my last hunting video, I packed my gun up, put everything away, got in my car, was driving from the farm back to our house, and I hit a deer. So, when I got home, I could hear the AC condenser leaking, so that's damaged. Fog lights pushed back, fur in the bumper there and there, sensors pushed out, headlight was tipped down so it wasn't pointing the right direction, and there's this leading edge right here is bent down, and somewhere right here there's a dent. Oh wait, no, it's right here from the deer's head. The deer did not make it. So I went back to go get it and it was gone, so I think somebody picked it up before I could go back and get it. Either that or it ran off, and I'm glad I didn't put it in the trunk of my car. So that's the update for my car and for hunting season. So now I gotta drive this into a body shop and pay the $2,000 deductible and see what it costs to fix it. Thanks. Now we're going to be installing 3, well I've already installed 1, so we're going to install 2 more of this Des-Lock. Weird name. Anyway, it's a smart keypad fingerprint door lock and still has a key, so my girlfriend will be happy because she's traditional for locks. One of the issues with this one is that the old one just recessed into the hole right here, but the new one has a faceplate that the faceplate needs to be recessed in. So I have to cut down or mill down the wood for that to fit smoothly, so it'll actually fit in between these 2 doors. Alright, I'm not going to be doing this the correct way with a router or with a chisel. I don't have any of those at the moment, and I don't know anybody that's willing to lend them to me at the moment, so I'm going to be using a spade bit to get most of it done. And then I'm also going to use a spade bit just to act as a chisel. That's what I did on the other door, and it worked pretty good. Doesn't look the best, but most people don't look at your door jambs. Except for all of you guys. That's right, I gotta use this as a template. And you stick it right in the hole, so that way it also acts as your screw, your pilot hole for your screw. Got my finger. And then you don't need to take much off, just like 1 millimeter or like a 1/16 of an inch. And then, since there's a cutting edge on this bit, you can just kind of use it as a chisel. Again, don't recommend this at home, but if it's what you have, it's what you have. I didn't feel like going to the store just to buy chisels, and I forgot to the last time I was there. And yes, I know the door's squeaky. I'm going to fix that. Just haven't got around to it yet. And I will put some primer over this wood so it doesn't rot. Those of you with keen hearing and audio might be able to hear that Draco's behind the camera. The little baby boy. Let's see how well that fits. See if that goes up. Oh, gotta take more off. Close, but not quite. I always want to take more off than take too much off the first go around. There, nice snug fit. So now I get to grab these screws. Swap off bits. Now I'm going to change this other faceplate. Get my 2 screws. I don't think you have to do this, but it comes with a faceplate, so you might as well put the one on that it comes with. That screw is longer than the other one. This one's actually got an insert in here. Maybe I will use the same one, because these holes do not match up and there's an insert. It's not wood, it's plastic here. So I'm going to put this one back on and it should still work. Well, that's why that one's longer, because it has to go into the framing behind it because there's that slider. Great, now I gotta make sure that that actually lines up right, because I took that out. It felt like it went in the same hole though. Yeah, it went in the same hole. Yeah, it lines up. Well, I'm gonna put in this screw. I'm gonna have to put the same screw back in. Must have been a reason they used it. you want to follow me outside. So you want to make sure you stick the wire underneath the locking mechanism, and then you line up the shaft there. It falls right in. You go back inside. And then these two screw shafts will also fall in through those holes. You want to make sure that you hold it tight so there's no gap on this side. And then you take this mounting plate, get the wire through. And if I was smart, I would have opened the bag of screws first. You hear Draco. Make sure the outside's lined up. Stick the screw in the screw hole. Put the other one in. Now if you want to be a perfectionist, you get a tape measure and you'd measure here to here, make sure it's the same distance as here to here, so that you know it's straight. But there is a little, if you don't get it super tight, you can still twist this to make sure it's vertical. I don't have my tape measure on me, it's somewhere buried in all the stuff that we hauled. So I'm just going to tighten this down and straighten it later. Make sure you don't get your beard caught in the drill. It hurts. So now I take the wire, plug it into the back on the bottom here. Sorry you can't see this because the wire is so short. If you have a screwdriver, that definitely helps. But all I got is drill bits on my drill at the moment. Okay, the other one went way easier last night. Get in there. Make sure the pins aren't twisted over. There's 4 pins, 4 pins. There. Nope, didn't snap in. There, not snapped in. And then you make sure that it's set to open so it's vertical and vertical. And wiggle the wire back inside the door so it's all flush. And again, I forgot to grab my screws ahead of time. Should be the others 3. Sometimes that wire really gets in the way. Sorry for the background noise of the cars going by. Battery cover off. And it's about time Sirius got curious where we're at. But we're almost done. I'll just put the screw in, put batteries in, and connect it with the app.
What you doing here?
Putting in the new door lock.
Do?
Okay. And it works. Oh, we got the batteries. Right. Thank you.
It's not turning.
And this brand takes 4 AA's. I plan on replacing these with rechargeables at some point in the future. I just didn't have any extras at the moment. Siri, stop turning that. It's on now. It instantly turns on as soon as you put the batteries in it. So, in a few moments I'll talk you through the steps of how to add it to the app, program your fingerprint, password. It's pretty self-explanatory in the app. The app doesn't have a very good rating of like 2.7. I don't know why I found it totally usable. Those might have been old ratings. But thank you for joining me today. I'll show you the final results on the other 2 doors. I don't think I need to go through all the steps again. And thanks for watching. Bye. Alright, so now we are going to show you how to set up the lock in the app. So you have to go up here, touch that one, and then you go to door locks, and then touch any key on the keypad. Come on, there it goes. Now look up, hit next, and now I added it to my list. Great, now I don't know which one's which. I think this is the new one.
Adding administrator successful.
So add, assign name. Put front door on this one. Okay. And then it opens this way. And now it's just locked. So now I should be able to click the front door and hold to unlock, or no, tap to lock, unlock.
Locked.
And then you hold to lock it. There it goes.
Locked.
And then you can program fingerprints, RFID cards, passwords, e-keys, whichever you want to do. Alright, with that done, I don't see any purpose in showing you the other 2 door locks because it's just redundant at this point. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today, and I hope you enjoyed the video and found it insightful. And from all of us here at SMB Family, I'd like to thank you and goodbye.